It is Saturday morning, and I had intentions on potentially going to some garage sales this morning, which I did not do for a couple reasons. I don't know, you might hear me sounding kind of funny, but I woke up with like allergy issues, sinus headache, and I simply did not feel like going out to garage sales. I did look over the garage sales that were in my area, and there were some. It really wasn't an excellent garage sale day for sure, but when I woke up, I did not feel like going out to garage sales. So I decided to go ahead and pack up just a few of the orders that I had. I only had, I think, 6 orders over the last couple of days. I've already pulled them because I want to get them packed up and get them to the post office and shipped out this morning. And I didn't go to the post office yesterday afternoon, which was Friday, like I normally do, because I ended up spending the whole day with my brother. So let me show you what's sold. Okay, the first item is this Hogue metal hot shoe. I picked this up at the bin store for, I actually saw it on Sunday and it was $4, and I just thought that that was a little too much to pay. So I picked it up, but I ended up putting it back. I went back Monday and bought it for $2, and it sold for $13.50 plus shipping. Next are these HEPA replacement filters for this air purifier. I bought these for $1 and they sold for $14.41 with free shipping. Next are these bearings, and these sold for $20 plus shipping, and I picked up these for, I remember it was $4 a day at one of the bin stores, but I had like 5 of these and he gave me a little bit of a deal on them, but I don't remember. I know it wasn't $1. It was either $2 or $3 per pack. I think it was 2, but I can't be sure. So I either paid $2 or $3 for these. And next is this, the Legal Environment of Business book. I sold it for $21.21 plus shipping, and I bought it for either $1 or $2. I can't remember. And there is this Handle with Care book, and I actually bought, I think, 4 or 5 of these for 50 cents each, and it sold for $9 plus shipping. And the final item is this acrylic lightsaber wall display, and I sold this for $11, actually $11.01 plus shipping. And I've had a lot of people watch this. I've had it for several months. There were a lot of watchers on it, there were a lot of views on it, and I didn't have it listed, but I think it was a couple dollars more than what it sold for. But I was sending offers for like $8 just to get rid of it. It was kind of just pissing me off because nobody was buying it. So I kept sending offers of really low prices just to get it out of here. And then finally it sold for the $11.01. And I paid 50 cents for that. So, you know, a little bit of profit built in. So not a whole lot of sales over the last couple of days. It only gave me a total of $86.89, and a couple of the items were free shipping. I am feeling a little bit better now than I did earlier. Still not 100% though. My allergies are really acting up, and I don't know what's going on with the weather. So I do feel a little bit better than I did earlier this morning. And since I am going to get out and go to the post office and drop these off, I'm not sure if maybe I might run by one of the bin stores or something. My favorite bin store today is $6 day. So it would be very limited on the items that I would ultimately pick up from there. I do typically find some pretty decent stuff on $6 a day, but it's usually bigger items and they tie up a lot of room, and space is definitely at a premium for me. So I'm not sure if I'm going to head out there. One of my friends asked me about going to the casino today, which I may do. We don't really go out there to play so much. I will do a little playing, but we mainly go to eat the buffet there. They've got a great buffet with like Dungeness crabs, snow crabs, all kinds of seafood. So I may do that this afternoon, but I really don't know how the day is going to shape up just yet. I haven't checked for estate sales tomorrow, but if there are any decent estate sales, I'll probably head to those. But really, as far as sourcing goes, I have so much inventory right now that's unlisted that I don't really need to source too much. And so I am able to be very discriminating on what I buy, whether it's from a garage sale, estate sale, thrift store, bin store, whatever. If it's not something that I can really do pretty good on, I'm not getting it, except for when I do the 50-cent bin store challenges. Now, it is Monday morning, and I gotta tell you, I didn't do a whole lot of eBay things this weekend. So just before this, you saw the short video that I made Saturday morning because those orders did need to go out. And other than that, I did very minimal eBay things. And the reason that I didn't do much with eBay is a little bit of backstory. So I've been divorced about 1.5 years. And when I got divorced, it actually hit me like a ton of bricks. It wasn't like we had a relationship where we argued all the time or anything. We actually got along just great. But my ex-wife decided that there were some, to put it nicely, lifestyle changes that she wanted to make. So ever since we separated and got divorced, I've really focused on work. I don't have a whole ton of hobbies outside of work. There are a few things that I like to do, but I really just, to kind of shut all that stuff out, I just put all my energy into work. So my work outside of eBay, I don't want to say it's boring, but it's very repetitive, and it's in the service industry. So customers call me, whether it's residential or commercial customers, they call me, I schedule a job, I go out to their location, I do the work, I come home. And there's not a whole lot more to it. I do have to do a profit and loss each month. I have to do taxes each month. Occasionally some maintenance on the equipment or ordering supplies. But basically the business runs on autopilot, so I don't have to put much thought into it. And I think that's one of the things that I like about eBay is it's ever changing, it's constant, you have to work at it. And while I'm not going to say I thrive on chaos, I do like the fact that you need to constantly work in this business to keep it going and to get sales and to have inventory to list. So from that perspective, I really, really enjoy eBay much more than my normal business. So anyway, I stayed really busy with just mostly work, and almost to the point of becoming a workaholic, where I was focused on my other business, eBay, and mostly on eBay just because I enjoy doing it. But eBay really helped me keep a lot of the negative thoughts out of my mind, and it kept me occupied. I really do think a lot about eBay, just all the various aspects of the business. So things had got a little bit overwhelming to the point where I just kind of wanted to take a few days off. So I didn't schedule any of my normal work for Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, and I decided I was going to put eBay on the back burner for a few days. And I mentioned that I might go to the casino Saturday, which I ended up doing, and I got to tell you, it was fun. I don't go there to play very much, but I do like to go eat their buffet. So I went to the Silver Slipper Casino, which is in Bay St. Louis, Mississippi, and they have a really good buffet. It's probably my favorite out of all the casinos. And I shot this little video to show you all the kinds of food they have. So this is like the Southern food section. There's macaroni and cheese, shepherd pie, mashed potatoes and gravy, just your typical Southern kind of foods. And this is the Asian section: pot stickers, egg rolls, crab rangoons, orange chicken, fried rice. I don't really care for their fried rice too much. They've got smoked brisket, ribs, sausage, baked chicken, fried catfish, fried shrimp. They've got the seafood covered pretty well. There's some seafood, eggplant, corn and potatoes, lots of butter, Dungeness crabs, snow crabs, pizza, Jonah crab claws. And this is the Mexican section with tamales, tacos, and guacamole, and just everything you would expect they would have. And this is another section where they've got even more snow crab legs and fried oysters. And that wasn't even everything. They have a humongous salad bar, a fruit bar, boiled shrimp, a huge dessert bar, which usually by the time I'm done eating, I don't want any dessert. But it was really nice to get away and go do that for the day. Sunday, I didn't really have any plans, but my friend who's a reseller asked me if I wanted to go to the bin store for $4 Sunday, and I decided to go. Now ultimately, I ended up buying probably, maybe not just as much for me as I did to resell, but I ended up buying a lot of stuff for me. And it may have been partially because I just wasn't in reselling mode and I was more using it for an outlet to get away. But I did end up with a lot of items I bought for personal use. It is Monday, so it's time to get back into the swing of things. And luckily, I don't have any work scheduled for today, so I can focus primarily on a couple things. One is eBay, getting my orders packed. I'm going to show you what I bought from the bin store. And I've got some I wouldn't say major rearranging to do, but maybe moderate rearranging to do in my house to fit even more inventory in. So that's what I'm going to deal with later. But first, let me show you what I picked up from the bin store. So I'll show you first what I picked up for me, and it is this padded or foam padded pistol, I guess, rack where you can sit your handguns. There's like, it holds 6 of them. So I thought about selling this, but I mean, I can use this, so I think I'm going to keep that for myself. This is a silicone air fryer. Did they call this a pot? Silicone air fryer, I don't know, something. I saw one of them there, they called it a pot, but I'm not really sure what you call these, but it makes cooking stuff and cleaning up in the air fryer pretty easy. And I do have one that's round. It doesn't have as much space as this one, so I picked this up for myself. I also got another silicone cooking thing, and this is, it goes in a crock pot. It fits the Hamilton Beach, I think 6-quart crock pot, which I do have, and it lets you cook 2 things at one time. So I also found this Wilton Baker's Blade. Now, I'm not really a baker. I'm much more into savory foods. And so these are about $20 when I comped them. And of course, everything was $4, so I could make a few dollars on it. But I think I would have probably a decent amount of use for this. So I decided to also keep it for myself. I found these barbecue gloves, and I know they're high quality because it says high quality right here on the package. And I mean, if it says it's high quality, how can it be anything but? But anyway, I found these, and they had a bunch of these. There really wasn't enough meat on the bone for me to buy these for resale, even if I would have picked up some more of them. But I can use these. I'll probably use these more for handling cast iron. But I thought these were pretty nice, and it's a 2-pack for $4, so I figured I couldn't really go wrong. They had some Amazon Basics alarm clocks. Now, they all look new, but none of them were in the package. This one's actually still taped up, so I think it's new, but either way, I plugged it in and checked it, and it worked fine. When I comped these, they ran, I think, $23 or $24, and I saw that there was an RCA brand that looked exactly the same, so I'm sure whoever's making the ones for RCA is making these for Amazon, but I figured, again, for $4, it was a pretty good deal. This was a 2-pack of C-type chargers, and I have all Android stuff, so these will work just fine. I thought it was a pretty good deal to get 2 chargers and 2 cords for only $4. It was either the last video or the video before I found some of these. Now, I only paid, I think, $1 or $2 for those, but these are just backup sights for like an AR-15 type gun. So I did pay $4 for these, but that's still a pretty good deal. They're not Magpul brand, but they'll work fine for something like one of my 22 rifles. And I found a front license plate. This one is pretty cool because it's reversible. It has the gray and black flag on this side and the American flag on this side. My truck is silver, so I think this one will look pretty good on it. And I comped these, and they were like, I think, $21 or $22. So for $4, it was another one of those things I really couldn't pass up. And finally, I found this Holy Voodoo barbecue rub. But these comp at about $10, at least online they do. So I thought for $4, I could give this a shot and see if it's any good. Okay, that's all of my stuff, and here's what I bought for resale. First, it's this portable wipes machine, and I had to do a little research to figure out what the deal was with it. And it was sealed up. Whenever I got it, I opened it up to look at these instructions, but apparently what you do is you open the top and you put a little round compressed towelette inside, and you add water and salt, and it does some kind of electrolysis something. I didn't find a whole lot of comps on eBay for this. I found a couple things that were similar, and one of them was like $66. So I don't really know how I'm going to price this, but I figured I could probably get $25 or $30 for it, but I'm going to have to do a little more research and see. But it is brand new, and it's just one of those odd things that you don't see a lot of, so it's kind of hard to figure out exactly where to price it. I found this from this company, and I'm not sure how to pronounce this name. It's H-A-O-G-E. So it's kind of like Hogue, but I'm not sure if it's Hayo. I don't know. But they're on Amazon, and I found a different product that I just sold the other day from them, and it did pretty good. And this is some kind of, I don't really remember what you call it, but they comp at about $30 on Amazon. And this one looks like it had been installed, but I mean, it's in good shape, but I could see where they had the marks from the screw. So I'm gonna have to sell that as pre-owned, but I think I can probably get $20 for it. And the other thing by this company sold pretty quick, so that may be decent. Although this package is kind of dirty because it looks like there was a sticker on there and it left some residue, it is full and it is transparent film dressings, and it's 50 of them, so I can probably get about $25 for these. I've mentioned the problem with this light back here before, so I may have a solution for it. I don't know yet for sure. I'm gonna have to see. But I went to Costco and I picked up a 2-pack of these 3-panel LED garage lights. I'd mentioned that in a video before that I wanted to get some of these. And I also picked up this LED shop light. I currently have a small one sitting up here, and I just really leave that light on all the time. It was one I had just sitting around. But I'm hoping that maybe this LED light and this panel light can maybe eliminate some of the shadow problems that's going on in here. So the only way to find out is to try, well, first I'm gonna put this one up and see what happens. And then I'm probably still gonna use the bigger shop light no matter what, but I do wanna see if I can put this one up and maybe adjust these panels to eliminate those shadows. I'm also hoping that this is gonna be just as bright as this light. I don't think the Moose is feeling good. He's been acting weird the last couple of days. I mean, he's not an old dog or anything. He's only a couple years old. But I don't think he's feeling too well. I wonder if he's got the same thing going on that I got going on with my sinuses and all that. You all right, buddy? He's definitely not himself. Whoa, oh man. Okay, that one is definitely bright. Oh geez Louise. Okay, I notice it's darker. Watch out, Moose. All right, it's a little bit darker back here, so let me adjust one of these panels. Okay, that's good. Oh yeah, I guess I had nothing to worry about in terms of brightness. Yeah, that sucker is bright. Now, is it going to eliminate shadows over here? Nope, I wouldn't get that lucky. Now I just have to be super careful when I roll this shelf out the way not to hit that light. Oh well, it looks like we're just going to have to live with these shadows. And I will say this room is definitely not optimal for doing videos, but I am digging that super bright light. I'm trying to video right here with that light in the background so that if it looks wonky, I can't really tell right now from looking at it, but whenever I go to edit this video, I can tell if it's going to be a problem. But I do have another light left. I was going to put one in my kitchen where I do my listing, but I have a dual outlet, so I'm going to have to get some type of adapter or either change out that socket to be able to put the LED panel light up there. I was about to go pull my orders and I found a mistake that I made in a listing. And this is actually the second time this has happened in maybe the last couple months. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So this is a water filter that I sold a couple days ago. And you can see that I have just basically one listed in the title, and I only show a picture of one. Even on the subsequent pictures, it's just of the box. But down in the specifics, it shows that it's 2 filters. And the reason that it shows that is because I was not paying good enough attention and I did a sell similar. And that bit me in the butt about 2 months ago. Someone had ordered a filter, and again, the picture showed 1 filter, and in the description it just had 1 filter, but in the specifics it showed 2 filters, and I didn't see it. Now, in my defense, these were items that I listed last year, and I wasn't quite maybe up to speed like I am now with being more careful about sell similar listings and going through them and making sure that they're right. And I don't think that there's very many of them like that. There still could be a few. I did kind of look when I was updating my listings to Ground Advantage from First Class Mail, and I didn't see a lot of them. So when I saw this, I went and I looked in my death pile for another one of these filters, because I actually used to sell a lot of those filters. I just haven't ran across as many as I used to. I might not even pick them up these days because they're not near as much money. Unless I'm getting them for 50 cents, I'm probably not going to buy them. But I went to my death pile and I did not find that brand, which that's an off-brand filter, but I did find a different brand of that filter. And I took pictures of both filters together to show them it was the same filter, just a different brand. And I included those photos when I contacted the buyer. And the buyer said, don't worry about it. I don't think that they looked at the specifics and they just saw the one filter in the picture, the one filter in the title, and they assumed it was one. But I am glad that I checked, because the other customer, I think that they kind of knew what they were doing. I don't typically look at buyers' feedback, but after they contacted me, the way they contacted me, I could go back through and find the message, but it's going to be buried. But it was a little snarky, and I felt like they knew what had happened, and they were a seller on eBay, because the way they worded their message to me, oh, you forgot a filter, go ahead and send the other one and send me a tracking number for it. It was just kind of the tone that seemed to be coming through, that I think they knew what had happened. So the first item is already pulled, and that's this filter. This is the one the customer ordered, and this was the other brand that I had. I mean, I don't know anything about these filters, but you can see they're exactly the same, but they didn't want this one, so this one will go back into my death pile. In F4, I have 2 bottles of Senna 500 milligram capsules. There's one, and get the other one. Yep. And these sold for $16.11 with free shipping. Okay, I'm in bin H6, and this is a bin that I'm working out of right now. And this is a lithium battery charger. It's not a Ridgid brand, but it's compatible with Ridgid. And I paid $1 for this, and it sold for $11.01 plus shipping. In E1, I sold a wire wheel for a string trimmer, like a weed eater. And I've never seen these before. I've seen a variation of these, but I never saw a complete wire wheel. They call this a derusting weeding wheel. But anyway, this sold for $9.31 plus shipping. In bin H18, I sold a book. Let's see, After the Fact, The Art of Historical Detection. I think that's here. Yep, this is it, and it sold for $18.66 plus shipping. Okay, so there are my orders for 3 days. And another thing I mentioned a while back was about promoting my listings, and I'm looking, and really some of this stuff that I sold in the last couple days was not promoted, but by and large, almost everything that I'm selling now is promoted. So I don't ultimately know how much of an impact that's having on my total sales, but I am selling more since I promoted all my listings, and I'm promoting at 5.5%. I thought that that would be a good number to try out. I know a lot of people promote at 2 or maybe 2-point-something%, but I thought maybe a lot of people were promoting at 5, so I went up a little bit higher. But I do think that it's helping my sales, at least to some degree. My sales are definitely not setting the world on fire, but they're acceptable for the level of seller that I am. At least I think they are. So let me get these orders packed up and I'll get the total. Okay, I've got 7 orders total going out today, and they are a grand total of $85.57. Only one order was free shipping, so roughly about $80 before eBay fees. After thinking about the water filter situation, I went ahead and I shipped the second water filter to that buyer. I'm going to send them a message when I get done with this video, just letting them know that I did ship them the second filter, and they can try it out. If it works, great. If not, then no harm done. The only difference for me is it cost me 50 cents to buy the filter and a little bit more money in shipping. But to me, that's a small price to pay to potentially keep a customer happy. So that's all I have for today. I actually have to work tonight, so I've got to get my rearranging done that I want to do in my house and hopefully free up a little room for way too much eBay inventory. So if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. As always, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next video.